tonight with episode number 13. Now's the time to share this out. Let's get this out. We want to get 100 people. We want to bypass the spin to win on that first one so we can give away some fish. Some big, beautiful African cichlids. Share it out, everybody. Now's the time. Share, share, share. Yeah. Welcome, everyone. Episode number 13. Yeah. Welcome to Tuesday Fish Talk Live with Ron Demers, episode number 13. We got a great show tonight. If you're an admin or a mod of a fish-keeping hobby group, share it out right now. Let's see if we can get 100 people on this show tonight. Share it out. That's the best way we can do that. Is we get 100 people, we're going to just go ahead and give away some fish. How's it going, everyone? Dave Gould here, and we are ready for another night of Fish Talk Live with Ron Demers, a live question and answer program. So welcome to Tuesday Fish Talk Live with Ron Demers. We're a live, multi-streaming, gamified show that is taking social media by storm and jacking the fish-keeping hobby to new levels and blowing up the socials. So this is our third month. We've had over 52,000 people look at this show. It's super awesome. Tonight we're streaming live on Facebook. We are on Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. These streams can be found by searching for Ron Cichlids or Ron Demers on your favorite streaming platform. When you find the show, one way that you can really help us out is to give us a subscribe on that channel. If you're watching this on Twitch, subscribe now. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a subscribe. You know, our mission is to create a live show experience for you, our viewers, and for our Clubhouse group members. We're adding new segments and sponsors and prizes every week. And tonight, the wheel is loaded. So it's going to be a fun show. If you like to talk shop, if you like checking out great fish and amazing tanks, and if you're looking to learn more about the hobby, asking experts your tough questions and win great prizes, this is the show for you. There's nothing else like it out there right now on social media, and this show is pretty awesome. If you're looking to be part of a fast-growing community of fish keepers and make new friends, then check out our group, which is Ron Cichlid Clubhouse. Like I said, my name is Dave Gould. I'm the man in the control room, and I'm here to give you all the graphics and the videos and all the fun stuff. So now get ready and start clicking those reactions. So I want to see some reactions right now. My name is Dave Gould. I'm the man in the control room. Hold on just one second. Wow. Okay, so start clicking those reactions. One of the coolest parts of my job is that I get to introduce the host. He's the aquarist. He is an African cichlid breeder. He's a chef, and he's the man behind the fish food that everyone's talking about. Also a very dedicated father, husband. Here he is, Mr. Ron Demers. What's going on, Ron?
Hey, Dave. Thank you, sir. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Should have a good episode for you tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys are as well.
I just wanted to see what would happen. All right, everyone. So check it out. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Hey, Let me see what my flow chart is and get us where we're going. So we've always got to do our shout outs. Gabriel Pilot moves so fast. Brian Airtrip. We got Kathy Faith Cruz. GG, what's up? Paul Weiser's in there. Charlie Vinosky. Ivan Murphy. You want to pick it up, Ron?
Joshua, Mary. Hey, look, Jeremy's watching. Hi, Jeremy.
What's up? Jeremy Phyllis?
Yep, Jeremy's watching.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael. Hey, Greg. What's going on, Paul?
Darren Muir. Yeah. So hopefully everything's a little smoother. We did a little adjustments on the back end, Ron. Get the streaming server a little better. I still can't bump the quality up. I think we're going to have like NASA or air traffic controller internet or something. I don't know. As far as the quality, but I'm looking here at what it's looking like. It's looking pretty good, and at least it's not all like let's do it. Yeah. All right. So, hey, everyone, we've got a new streaming page. It's FishTalk Live. If you want to win some stuff tonight, go over to that page and like it. Let me go. I got one. So let me get through mine, and then I'll do something here real quick. We've got a new chat bot. I'm going to activate that in just a second. I'll tell you about it. Facebook Live notifications, as I always show this little graphic right here. Okay, so if you go into your notification page, if you're on your desktop, you see that little bell. If you click that, you get a notification every week when we come on. So we've got that. Let me bring us back. Excuse me. Go full screen. I put a lot of time into these graphics, and we stream them out on YouTube at 1080 and on Facebook at 720. So there's some cool graphics. Share and like the show to your personal page. So, hey, this show is all about you guys, and the way you guys can support the show and help it grow is to share it out. We talk about it all the time. Share this. It really, really helps us out. So you can call into this show. This is a talk show. We've got different ways that you can do that by activating our chat bot. I'll tell you in just 1 second when I turn it on. It's not on. And we've also got some graphics. So when the graphic comes up, have a piece of paper handy and just write the phone number down. All the episodes are on the website. If you go to ronsicklets.com and under the menu under Tuesday Fish Talk Live. So you can also, Ron, I don't know, have you played with the wheel online? Have you seen it?
I haven't played with the wheel yet.
Yeah, so you can go online right now to ronsicklets.com/wheel, and you can play with the wheel. You can see what it looks like on that end and how we do it. You don't actually win anything. We use the wheel to
just keep trying until you win something.
Yeah, but at least you can see all the prizes and stuff on there. All right, I'm going to let you do this. I'm going to turn that chat bot on real quick. Go ahead, Ron.
So if anyone has any questions or comments, please send them to my Ron Sicklets page or directly to Fish Talk Live Facebook. As Dave mentioned, we are streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Periscope. All you have to do is search for my name, Ron Demers. Also, please subscribe to those as we are trying to build out and reach more people.
Yeah.
Check out the wheel in action, like Dave said. You can go on and you can kind of see how we make the wheel work. And then you can go to the website, ronsicklets.com, and you can find the landing page for Fish Talk Live. And you can look at any episode you want. Episode 1, episode 6. You know, last week was Mabuna, and you can go back and look at that one anytime you want, and on your own freedom.
Yeah.
Nice to have everything in one spot.
So I just activated the chat bot. So the chat bot is really cool. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it this episode than any other. The chat bot is an information chat bot, and what it does is it automatically serves information, and it does tons of cool stuff. So if you type right now *info into the chat, it will activate the chat bot. It will put you in a lineup. It only does a certain amount per minute, like it can't do 1,000 in 1 minute, but it eventually will answer you and open up a messenger window. And in there, you can do all sorts of things. You can get if you're on mobile, you get a one-click call into the show. It'll say, do you want to call in? You click that, and then it says America, US, or Canadian, and you click that, and it calls the show. That's cool. All the information about our guests and information about our show, like last week we had an Abuna graphic that we served through the chatbot, and this week we have a Peacock PDF that you can get. All the sponsors are on there. You can get information about the fish of the week. You can get information about Ron's shop, also the nonprofits. So Star Info, or if you want information about ADA, you can say Star ADA. You can do Star Cichlid Association for some of the things that we've got going on. Don't forget about Ron's official Facebook groups. He's got like 7 groups right now. The newest group is the Aquarius Marketplace is growing, and it's growing really fast. First 24 hours, I think we had 220 new members, and we've got stuff on there all over the countries. There's West Coast, there's stuff Ohio area, New York, Florida. And it's also a place where Ron wanted to open up to other breeders and people that are in selling stuff. It's specifically for selling stuff and promoting your groups. No limits. You know, you got some really nice fish. Now, of course, we will monitor the group and keep the scammers away and the spammers. But anyway, it's an open group. We invite all breeders to show your fish off there and sell them off to Aquarius Marketplace. Yeah. So you're next, Ron.
Did you go through all? Okay. So I need to emphasize, if you guys want a group shout out, share the show into your group and then message me on Fish Tank live page or Ron Cichlid's page with the URL for your group, and we'll give you shout outs on this on each episode or every episode. So tonight's group shout outs are New England Cichlid Association by Paul Weiser, Frontosa Lovers by Scott DeFore, Southeast Fish Addicts, TJ Hofstetter, one of our moderators, West Coast Cichlid Exchange, Isaac Garcia, another moderator, Crown Royalty Cichlids, Nathan Pate, another one of our mods. Another group that is a very good, nice group. I like them a lot is Cichlid Madness and GG. Ohio Fish Rescue, Big Rich Rice. You guys need to check them out. They're pretty amazing. They rescue big fish, and he gives them a forever home, so to speak. And then Wisconsin Lakeshore African Cichlid Hub, Jason Hansen. Thanks all you guys. And,
yeah.
Yes, guys, all have some good groups.
So we posted out, you know, hey, we're trying to open up. I mean, this is a great platform for promoting the fish keeping hobby. And if you've got a group and you want to be on the shout out, you know, it's just a mutual exchange. Let us post Fish Talk Live in your group, and we'll go ahead and shout you out. So those groups that you heard, go there, join those groups. They are awesome groups. Crown Royalty, Southeast Fish Addicts, West Coast Cichlid Exchange, Frontosa Lovers, Scott DeFore. So, all right. So here I've got a little bit of information. Paul Weiser is one of the guys that's with the New England Cichlid Association, and they're a great association that deals with cichlids in the Northeast. So they're based in Connecticut, and they have paid membership of approximately 200 members across the country. So it's not just New England. And this year they are hosting the ACA Convention 2019. It's the American Cichlid Association. The convention is being held in Cromwell, Connecticut on July 18th through the 22nd. Some of the speakers are Jim Cummings, Dr. Les Kaufman, Oliver Lucanus, Dr. Wayne Leibel, Dr. Adrian Indemauer, I would say, Dr. Paul Laswell, our good old friend Larry Johnson, who was on just a couple episodes ago, and Lawrence Kent. There's a 4,000 square foot vendor room. They got a biotope cichlid tanks competition, the banquet on Saturday night, and a ton of auctions over the weekend. So it's going to be great. I'm trying to talk Ron in to see if he wants to have a meet up there. It would be awesome. And so you can register for the convention on neciclids.org. That would be short for newenglandcichlids.org. So neciclids.org, and it's also available on the website for hotel reservations. Now, the cool stuff. is if you type in star cichlid association, or if you are in the chat bot and you type in cichlid association, you will get this information that I just gave you. It'll also direct you to the groups and to the website. So thank you very much, Paul Visser, for our friendship with, Ron was saying, he was talking to you earlier and all that. So this is how we want to do it. This is how we want this show to be: partnerships and groups, mutual hand in hand kind of promoting this hobby, which is just so awesome. So
We have much more of an influence if we work together. We discussed this on offline a lot, that there's a lot of jealous people, hating people, and there's some people that don't like what I'm doing because I am trying to help others. And you know what? I don't care about them. I care about you guys. And any way we can all work together to help share the knowledge and increase awareness in the hobby and help each other, like, pay it forward, is that's what we're striving for.
Amen. Yeah, absolutely. It's been kind of ridiculous, like the haters that come out, like, what are you doing, Ron? Who do you think? Anyway, we won't get into that. There's a lot of really cool people in this hobby, and that's what this show's all about. Some of those really, really cool people in the hobby are the mods for Ron Demers Facebook groups. I just want to give
some good mods.
Yeah. So we got Ron Demers, obviously. Rebecca or Tasha Dunn is our chat. Adrian Patterson's on vacation right now. Kimberly Bosworth. That was awesome how the music just ended like that. Oh, and then it came back on. That's crazy. Let me turn down the music. That's so funny it won't turn down. That is so crazy what it's doing. Anyhow, these are our mods. Special thank you to all the mods. Here we go.
Nathan, Greg, Isaac, TJ, Andrea, like we said, on vacation, Rebecca, Garrett, Kimberly, myself, and Dave.
They're like so I do a lot of social media management and involved in a lot of different groups across different markets, not just in fish keeping. And these mods that Ron have work really, really hard. Yeah, and so they just need to be out there. And if you have any questions, they're super knowledgeable and will help you with anything. So what is today's episode about? Here we go.
Today's episode, we're going to talk about peacocks. Going off of last week's episode, Mabuna, we had a lot of positive reaction. A lot of people love that episode. So tonight we are going to talk about the Aulonocara Peacocks.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'm going to just dive right in, and when we need to take breaks, you let me know. For those of you that don't keep peacocks, peacock cichlids are those cichlids belonging to the genus Aulonocara. There's 22 species of peacocks that have been described from Lake Malawi, and all of them are endemic to the lake in Eastern Africa. The different varieties of peacock cichlids are essentially the same fish with different coloring. It's very unique. It is the same fish, but because of all the different places in the lake it's been collected, just like Mabuna, they all look ever so slightly different as far as colors, but all the body shapes are identical. So depending on what region they're collected from, which we call collection point, you can have some that are yellow with a blue face. You can have some that are blue and red and orange. It's very interesting how different points of the lake you can have the same fish that looks different. Most peacocks live on the sandy edges near the rock reefs on the deeper side of the rocky shorelines. Whereas we spoke about Mabuna last week, and they live in the rocks. So these two species interact with each other kind of on the fringe, so to speak. Peacocks are generally found in the lower parts of the lake, usually between 6 to 40 meters deep. and around the sand, basically. Peacocks are notorious for being very active swimmers. They look like the Energizer Bunny when you're in your tank. They're always running around. The Right, I get to give away a fish. Cha-ching. No, it's good. The male peacock cichlid exhibits a wide variety of colors, as we just mentioned, and they're very iridescent. Um, Females and juveniles are often, dull or drab in color. The males are amazing. They will transform as they mature and exhibit a wide range of colors: blues, yellows, reds, orange, golds, purples. Um, some of these colors are together, several colors in one fish. So if you're looking to add color to your tank and you want peacocks, make sure you choose a male, as the females are very, very drab, and a lot of the females look the same. You can put 10 to 20 different species of peacocks together, and to the untrained eye, all the females look the same. They all basically are the same color, same um, markings on them. So, very interesting fact. A lot of people don't know is on a peacock, the color is permanent. You may ask, what does that mean? The reason why we love cichlids, especially African cichlids, is they usually change colors depending on their mood or their breeding dress or whatever you know conditions they're kept in. But peacocks, once they color up, generally that's what they're gonna look like. Sometimes they'll look a little more intense than normal, but that's what they're gonna look like. So one of those things, you start to see a little bit of color, and then one day, boom, it's there.
That's interesting. So unlike other fish that will kind of lose their color depending on their environment, these guys will always maintain that color. So
Yes.
there was a thing on the chat saying that you didn't hear me. We made an announcement that yes, we did hit 100, and so after we finish the topic here, Ron's going to go ahead and give away to some lucky person. So don't go nowhere.
Don't go nowhere. I'm going to give away a fish.
I love peacocks, and I love this topic, and I find it so interesting that we have those three kind of species, and they kind of are similar, but they're different. So tell us a little bit more about those differences.
I'm with you. It's just something I want to touch on again, that is what draws people to Africans, especially when you have a thirst for knowledge, is and then, like Larry mentioned before, is these peacocks all are the same fish. They just look ever so slightly different. It's the same as an elephant. You go to Asia and there's elephants. You go to India, there's elephants, and you go to Africa and there's elephants. They all look almost identical, but they have subtle differences. So this is another reason why I love African cichlids, especially peacocks. But one of the great traits regarding peacocks, and another good beginner fish, is they generally don't get more than 6 inches long. A 6 inch peacock is going to be probably a 2 to 3 year old fish. They usually top out about 5 to 6 inches. So, being as they stay nice and small, you can get away with, putting a few more of them together. You're not like a hap that we're going to talk about next week that's going to get 10, 12, 14 inches. But there is two species of peacocks that we need to just briefly touch on, and they're probably the two most popular in this industry. You should all have heard of them. Is the OB, which is aptly named either orange blotch, or originally orange blossom, where that fish was actually a Aulonocara nyassi crossed with a Mabuna female. And we got OBs, as you all know them now. They are listed as an Aulonocara, but they are a hybrid. Same as Aulonocara SP firefish, which is a dragon blood. That is also a man-made fish. Does not exist in nature. Those two species, I've seen them get 8 to 9 inches all day long. It's because they are a hybrid. And typically, if you guys don't know or haven't heard, is hybrids do get a little bit bigger than Mother Nature intended them to because they are a hybrid. Peacock's lifespan is usually an average around 5 to 8 years, depending on their tank mates and their environment. 5 years is you got your money's worth out of them if you have them for 5 years. Compared to the other Lake Malawi cichlids, peacocks are known to be relatively peaceful, passive fish. You do not want to house them with very aggressive fish. But don't underestimate these guys. They can be very territorial, especially the males, especially when it comes time to breeding or, showing off to one of their lady friends with a bunch of other males in the tank. But they're not generally known as aggressive. Another common behavior they will display, which is another reason why I love African cichlids, is when they hunt for food, they sift through the sand. So they basically hover right above the sand. And once they, in nature, once they detect any movement, they just basically bulldoze right into the sand, like you see on National Geographic, a stingray or something trying to pluck out a crab off of the ocean floor. Peacocks do the same thing, and they're looking for little invertebrates and crustaceans and stuff. So in the home aquarium, you should also see this behavior depending on how they were raised. That's another reason why I like sand in my aquariums. Tank mates. You've got a lot of choices with peacocks. Because they're peaceful, it's a double-edged sword. You want to retain as many peacocks as you can because they're more of a passive species. But at the same time, it opens the door for anybody who wants to try other species, meaning you can even mix some other types of cichlids, like maybe some passive South American cichlids or some Central Americans, or there's not a whole lot of passive Victorians, so I can't say Victorians. You can even have things like rainbow fish and gouramis and other fish with them, which isn't normal. Okay, I understand it's not normal, but peacocks are very passive. But at the same time, they're very compatible with a lot of different haps as well. So a lot of people ask me the question, Ron, I want a peacock only tank. And I'm like, that's fine, but realize that they're going to show their best color, with other males, or if you have them in species only. And people are concerned about haps and their size, but there's a lot of other haps that you can mix with them. So I know I touched on that a little longer than I need to, but being as you're limited to the quantity of peacocks that are available, if you've got a very large tank, you're going to run out of species. If you're going to do a male only tank, you're going to run out of species. So you're going to have to dabble into thinking about other species as well. And I know Dave just got one, and some people, don't think highly of them, but I love them. But parrot cichlids are another cute passive fish with a cute little dimpy face, and
yeah,
I know they're kind of look like mutants, but they're just too cute, but they're another peaceful fish that do well with peacocks as well.
So that parrot that I got, I took those pictures and sent them to you. When fish get stressed, sometimes they take on a black. Their bodies and their fins will turn black, and so this little parrot, he had a beard. Like it was black. He had black around this happy smiley face. Looked like he was stoned and just swimming around. It's crazy. But luckily, which is like it makes me feel good. Like I'm at least doing something right. Put him in that planted tank with the other fish, and he's lost that beard just in 2 days, so he's doing good. Go ahead, Ron. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So I just want to let everybody know something. And, we all like species only tanks, but the reality is if you know what you're doing and you have the knowledge, then you can mix species. You can ask me if I care. If you're a purist, and I'll tell you, I don't care. I've been doing this 26 years. I know what I'm doing. If I want to put one frontosa in with a bunch of Mabuna, I will, because I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm looking for. I don't suggest it to other people, but y'all have the luxury of calling me anytime, talking to me, and I'll help walk you through what you can and can't get away with. And it's your fish tank. Remember, Dave, there's a couple episodes we talked about that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's your fish tank. You know what? Do what you want to do.
Like,
It's
absolutely.
your fish tank.
If you want
not my fish tank, not Dave's fish tank. It's your fish tank. Do what you want to do as long as you're not putting the fish in harm's way.
Yeah, you want a big goldfish with like 12 Barbie dolls in there? Go for it.
Want SpongeBob? That's the one we were doing tank decor with SpongeBob. You want SpongeBob in there? Have SpongeBob. You're never gonna hear me hate on that. It's.
So I had to send the Frontosa guy by. He swam by. Anyway, so you are doing an excellent job. I'm loving these series that we're doing here about just diving deep into particular kinds of fish out of Lake Malawi.
Thank you. So when you guys are thinking about peacocks, start thinking about what size tank am I going to be able to put these guys in? How much room do I have? And it doesn't matter if it's peacocks, haps, or mabunas. You really have to sit back and say, how much room do I have and what can I do? So with peacocks, I generally say, unless you're doing a species only small breeding group, anything bigger than 55 is preferred. Me personally, I would prefer a 75 to 125 gallon as the minimum. And the reason for that, like the tank behind me is a 90 gallon, as we talked about with Mabuna. And the reason is these are deeper tanks. They're actually 18 inches deep instead of 12 inches. And being as peacocks are very active swimmers, they'll appreciate that extra distance front to back and side to side. So if you are wanting to set up a peacock tank, I'm not saying don't go smaller than 75. I'm just saying if you've got room for a 55 gallon, then you've got room for a 75 or a 90 gallon. Doesn't take up any more space in your house. So try to go a little bit bigger with these guys, and you'll get to appreciate them a little bit more. As we discussed, these are more of an open water type fish. So make sure your tank isn't over decorated. They don't need all of those hiding spots and rocks and caves and crevices like the Mabuna that we spoke about last week. They also prefer sand, as we spoke. That's their native way of looking for food. So you'll like to watch that behavior. They're not known diggers like Mabuna. They are sifters. So you may wake up in the morning and see tons of little dimples in the sand, and that's from when they were just basically bulldoze right in, and then they just move along. It's pretty neat behavior. In the wild, peacocks feed on small insects and invertebrates, like we had described, sifting through the sand. They spend most of their day hunting in the sand for their next meal. But in the home aquarium, you can offer them a more rounded diet. We spoke about Mabuna last week, and they're grazers and they need a little bit more veggies, whereas peacocks need more protein in their diet, being as that's what they are. They're realistically a carnivore in their native habitat. So, of course, sinking pellets, flakes, things that you already know about, fresh and frozen foods such as brine shrimp, miso shrimp, krill, veggies. Mine even like fresh zucchini a couple times a week. Very good for them. Their water conditions are the same as all the other type of African cichlids. Hard water, 7.5 to 8.2 pH. water temp 78 to 82 degrees. All of the fish are generally the same for the home aquarium. Peacocks are also good breeders. We spoke about Mabuna last week being very good breeders. It's no different in peacocks. I breed peacocks, I breed haps, I breed Mabuna, and the only thing I find with peacocks and haps, especially, I'm sure it's with all species, the males prefer a pretty good sized harem of females. It'll help keep
don't we
aggression.
all?
Yeah, that's what I know. That's why I was giggling during the process.
Don't
like,
we all?
what man doesn't want a bunch of women, waiting for him?
My mom and grandmother are watching this, so I apologize, Nanny.
Sorry, Grandma.
Anyway,
they're maternal mouth brooders, just like all of the other types that we've described. And if they do breed 14, 15 days later, you'll be a proud parent of some wigglers. So in conclusion, we talked about their habitat, and they like to live in the sandy areas by the rocky reefs where the Mabuna live, and they do coexist together. And I'm sure on rare occasion, a Mabuna has ventured out too far from the rocks and become a peacock's dinner.
yeah.
We also discussed that these guys don't get very big. 6 inches is typically max, except for, OBs or dragon bloods. Very, very colorful and a peaceful fish. Remember that when you decide to do a peacock only tank, remember that they are a more peaceful species. And maintenance and care. Choose your tank mates wisely. Don't put a 7 or 8 inch aggressive fish in with your peacock. Your peacock will dull down and ultimately not do well. They're just like other Africans. They do well when you crowd them. Crowding helps with aggression. The diet is realistically not much different than the other species we spoke about. Water conditions and breeding are spot on with most other Malawis. So if you're thinking about starting a new tank and you don't know what you want to do, think of a peacock only tank. I mean, they're all going to get along. They're all relatively passive. You aren't going to be able to have as many species as you are other types, but I think there's probably a good 16 to 18 species that are somewhat readily available to hobbyists. There are 4 or 5 that are quite rare. I know Larry Johnson's got some, and Kevin Campbell have some. But just remember, you're going to top out at maybe 16, 17 species that you're going to be able to find. So hope you guys enjoyed peacocks.
Yeah, so we're still pushing over 100, and that is awesome. We are going to give away a bunch of stuff. There's several different giveaways tonight, so stay tuned for that. So what's really cool about what you were saying, Ron, is having a species only tank, and some people are like, well, I'm going to lose out because the Mbunas have so many different, and the haps. Now let's take a look at some pictures. Let's look at some of these peacocks and just see kind of how really cool they really are. So there we go. I don't know what this music's doing.
That's one of my pictures there. That's one of my OB peacocks that I bred and raised myself. He's one of our banner fish.
Yeah, he is. If you guys ever notice, here I'll bring him up now, but I think it's Jack.
One with the smiley face.
Yeah, I made him smile. You see that there? Okay. Well, all right then. All right. So let's let me just go back here. Come on, there we go. All right, here's another one. This is a popular one. You seen it there, Ron?
Yep, that's another one of mine. That's the dragon blood. Now, there's a lot.
Yeah, there's several.
We emphasize a lot
yeah.
of different types of dragon blood variants. You got yellows and oranges and reds and peaches and oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's several in here. There's a ton of them. This one, do you remember the name of this one?
That looks like looks more like a Malawi. Usually, most people would say Benga, but Benga, Tacoma Benga will have a nose. I want to say Benga because it's not exhibiting everything a Malawi would, but we don't really know its origin. So
This one's a particular origin, and I pulled it, but I just can't remember what it said, so I apologize about. This one came from Kevin Campbell. This is Kevin Campbell's
just
fish.
like a German red.
Yep, German red.
And contrary to popular belief, everybody, a German red is orange. It's not red like you see when you go on and Google one of those Asian strains or the line bred strain. They are in nature purple blue face, orangish body.
Yeah.
Lemon Jake. So Aulonocara Jacob Frebbergai has several species under the same name. This is called a lemon jake. They're typically collected from Undo Reef, UNDO Reef, and they will have a purplish hue to them and a lot of yellow.
Here's another one. Thank you, TJ Huffstedler, for this picture. I think, right? Did I get that right?
That looks like either another German red or a ruby red. They're very, very similar. From this angle, I'm leaning towards German red or a. They look. Sorry guys, but they look pretty close. Of course, this is an OB peacock, Kevin Campbell's.
Nice looking face on that one. I love it. The look he has.
All different colors. There's like no two the same. That's something I love. Another OB. This one's got a little more of a squattier peacock look to him. This is a yellow peacock.
Yeah.
This is another one of the Aulonocara Jacob Frebbergai. This is a otter point Jake. As an otter point, you're going to see the more orange with the purple, and you're going to see that lightish. It's like a light blue when the light hits it on the very, very top fin. Aulonocara blue neon, Chewindi, also sometimes confused with a blue dorsal flavescent. They look almost beautiful fish. So this is one of those ruby reds that don't exist like that in nature. That's either a line bred or an Asian strain. Now they're beautiful fish, but that's not the way they look in their native habitat. Another of the Aulonocara Jacob Frebbergai. This is a Eureka red. What you're going to notice with a Eureka red is a Eureka is typically a little more outgoing and bulldogish than an otter point, but he's going to be more red than he is orange. He's going to have similar characteristics of an otter point, but you're going to see more that reddish orange on them. These are red shoulder peacocks. Aulonocara Stewart Grotti. These are red shoulders. There's also a Chileo. They're aptly named red shoulder because they have a red sash behind their shoulder. It'll be a bright blue fish, a little bit of fire, we call it, in their fins, and that bright sash behind the shoulder. This is like a juvenile red sun peacock. He's got a lot of that little blue fire in his fins. That's a little guy. That was one of my little males. He wasn't much bigger than about 2.5 inches. Red sun does not exist in nature. It is a man-made Aulonocara hybrid. This is an Aulonocara roberti. Robertis are not collected very much. You don't see them much in the hobby. Beautiful fish. Looks very similar to a blue dragon. But if you look very closely, you can see the difference for a lot of us in the dorsal fin and the caudal fins.
So the markings in those, or just the colors, the spotting? Or?
Yeah, so you're going to get the stripes, you're going to get the fire in the dorsal and in the tail, and in the color of the fins. It throws some people off because that red saddle that you see behind the shoulder. A lot of species are misidentified, red shoulders, blue dragons, because certain stages of their life they look very, very similar.
Yeah.
This is a Aulonocara lowanda, aptly known as red top lowanda, even though they're really not red. There's basically a yellow strip across the top. These fish realistically are blue, but under any light, they appear purple. If you put them outside in the sunlight or even in a fish tank, they look purple, just like a lemon jake. Um, that looks like a blue dragon blood. I don't know what fish that is, but if I had to guess from just throwing it out there, that looks like a blue dragon blood to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, another
Duplicate.
OB. So this is what we call dragon blood, aka firefish. There is a million people that are looking for that fish as we speak.
Yeah.
Good luck. That's all I got to say. Good luck. People generally take these pictures under special lighting and they don't look like this day-to-day basis. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying one of two options. One, somebody's gotten really lucky to find one. Two, special lighting. And actually a third option is they're hormone fish from Asia. And we're seeing more and more of them being put into our hobby, and it bothers a lot of us. But it's a quick profit. People want color, and that's what a lot of fish stores are selling these days. Now they're selling small fish with these bright colors, and then eventually, over a several week period or a month or 2 months, the fish loses the color once the hormones are gone. So
That's a good picture of one.
this is a really nice picture of a full-blown male stud muffin red top Lawanda.
Yeah. Look at that. So look at his fins, man. That's just
He's an old man.
sexy.
They don't get trailers like that until they've reached 2 to 3 years old.
He's
Usually
sexy.
3 years or older.
Sexy. Yeah. That's a good looking fish.
Aulonocara Turkis.
Yeah.
This is another species that in the last few years has gotten popular. It's to each his own. They're like a light teal. Some of them have plum eyes. Pretty fish, but they have that light blue aquamarine. And there's not a lot of light blue peacocks out there, so it fills a niche.
Yeah, these are real pop or sought after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, this is a Eucissa flavescent, and the way you can tell the difference between a Eucissa and a blue dorsal or a blue neon is the dorsal fin is black. So just below that white strip across the top, it's black, and so is the pelvic fin, the anal fin. I'm sorry, black.
What's the
only on Eucissa?
What's the Eucissa common is Eucissa?
It's a Eucissa, USISYA, flavescent.
Awesome, nice little OB.
Now this is an OB, but I would call it an OB dragon blood. Why? Because I'm looking at the face and I can see that pearl in it. And then I can see the fire in its tail, and I can see the very light blotching. I would bet a $20 bill that's an OB dragon blood.
Look at that guy! Oh my gosh!
They're probably calling this either a German red or a ruby red. I'm pretty sure they're probably calling a ruby red. But once again, this is not the way they look at the lake. So if you can find one that looks like this, consider yourself lucky. Flametail. This looks like a Madoka. There's two types of flametails. Once again, collection point. You have Madoka and Nagara. They look almost identical. I like the Madokas a little more. I like a little bit more of that yellowish orange, where Nagara have typically more of a darker orange. And they also have a cherry Nagara that's a line bred version. This is a Eureka Red. Looks Eureka Red Jake, another picture. So what we were describing earlier is the Eureka Reds have that more reddish orange color, and you're not going to see that purple in the side. So this is a good example. I just shipped one out today. It looked just like that almost, basically. This is another dragon blood firefish. This is what the colors are most of the time. They're a version of orange. And as they mature, they may get some peach or pink in them, which we call strawberries. But typically, once they start to get over that 4.5, 5-inch mark.
I think this is another Kevin Campbell fish picture. There's a nice fish.
This is yet again what they call a Benga sunshine.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call it a sunshine. And the reason for that is a Benga has been mislabeled for so many years. A true Benga has a different forehead on it. But this is a sunshine peacock. There's several different types and collection points. But It's basically a blue-faced fish with a bright yellow body. Beautiful fish.
Yeah.
Very highly sought after. Was a very, very, very common fish for many years, and for some odd reason, they're getting a little bit harder to find in the last year or so. That looks like another flame tail. That's a flame tail.
Yeah.
Albino sunburst. Albino sunburst is another man-made hybrid. Sunburst peacock is a hybrid created by fish farms breeders, and then there's an albino version. Yes, it's typically like a pinkish white color, but the sunburst have much more vibrant fins on them, brought over from the original sunburst parents.
I think this is where we started. I think we started
another dragon blood. This is a saffron. They would, typically call it. They put the name saffron on a dragon blood that has more of a yellowish. But this is an albino.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a pure albino. Oh no, this is a this is an albino kobu. I'm sorry, I can see it in his fins. This is an albino, very, 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 very rare.
Really? Because I was just gonna say, I took this picture and I was looking at my tank boss. It looks just the same. It has light blue in the fins.
I'm just looking at a few other aspects in the tail fin and in the dorsal, and I'm pretty certain that's an albino kobu, which is ridiculously rare. But this is what I was telling you guys. This isn't a naturally occurring fish, and it's sometimes very, very difficult to tell one species, especially in albinos. There's so many of them that look alike. It's very difficult to tell the difference.
Awesome talk and great pictures, Ron.
They're a pretty fish.
Yeah. So let's see. I got actually mesmerized and put into a trance by looking at all those fish. So I'm not kidding. I'm like, now where am I?
Well,
what are we doing?
Know what we can do? Let's just give away a fish or something.
We absolutely have to do that right now. So let's do this right here. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna do some giveaways before the break, and then we're gonna have a break. We're gonna have a little bit of live question and answers, and then we're gonna do another giveaway after that. The final two giveaways. So let me do this. There's something that so I've been talking about this chatbot, and I've been talking about it for all month, and so we want to reward those people that have been using the chatbot up until before this show. So the last shows. Looking here. So we have a special giveaway right now that we're gonna load up and give away to the chatbot users who have been using the FishTalk Live chatbot. So let me go ahead and pull this down and pull up our Woo Picker real quick. I've been monitoring the chat. So here we go. Pull up this, refresh our post. It asked me to sign in. Hello. Give me a second here. So, like I said, so we have a chat bot, and we were trying to reward all those people. There was about 120 people that have used the chat bot. Is this it right here? Yeah, Aulonocara Peacocks. It looks like the software company. I don't have to do that little fix anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a winner from this. Let's see if those people remembered what this is all about. Let's see. It takes a second here. So just give me 1 second. I'm waiting for the hashtags to pull up. Sometimes I think I have to do this one thing here. Let's see. All right, so now I can come back to the Woo Picker. So this is for all of those people that got a message from the chatbot earlier and put this in there. So let's go here. This is the one I asked for. Right here. So we're going to pick a winner. And our chatbot winner is Ronaldo Diaz. And so let's just spin the wheel real fast since we're here. Ronaldo, we're going to spin this wheel for you for being our chatbot winner. And here we go. So Ronaldo Diaz. And there's a couple of big fish on here. Ronaldo, you just won a t-shirt from our sponsor Find Your Nemo, and I'm going to talk a lot more about Find Your Nemo here in a little bit. But there's that one, okay? Now, what y'all been waiting for. Let me pull up this graphic here. Sorry. So here we go. So to win the fish, you need to type in right now while this song plays, win fish. Hashtag win fish. Must have a pound symbol. Don't look at this one. The one that's on there right now is actually going to be for later. But for this one, for the 100 viewers, if you want to win a free, it's going to be a fish. Your choice. A large 4-inch fish off of RonCichlids.com. You just come to the shop, you pick out the one that you want, and boom, it's there. So right now, type in win fish. Win fish. Hashtag win fish. Hashtag win fish. That's the pound symbol, win fish. Type it in right now. When this song's over, I'm going to go ahead and pick that person for our over 100 viewers. Hashtag win fish. Maybe they need to hear it from you, Ron.
I don't know. Are we getting any? I'm not seeing. I haven't really seen it.
Yeah, we're getting winfish.
Yeah.
Hashtag winfish.
Don't write pound POUND. We had that last week.
Yeah.
It's the pound sign hashtag.
Yeah. Hashtag winfish. People are doing it. Follow along. That reminds me of the other Ron, the comedian Ron.
Oh,
you can't
from
fix
the redneck.
Yeah.
The three of them. One always had a cigar and a drink in it.
Yeah, Ron White.
White.
Yeah, I love that guy. All right, we're going to close this up real quick. Song's going to end. Hashtag win fish. You get to pick a fish right off of Ron Cichlids. I really appreciate you being so generous, Ron. You really are one of the most generous people I know.
You're gonna make me all teary-eyed.
We were talking about haters before, and how everybody they don't like to see people succeed is the bottom line. But I'm like, I always scratch my head like, where do you come off? Like, Ron never says anything bad about anybody. He's always helping people. Crazy. All right, here we go. All right, so this is closed off. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Woo Picker once more. Here we go. I'm going to refresh this. I have Ronaldo Diaz. I'm going to go ahead and pick here. Posts. Sorry. Fresh posts. Pick a winner. Pick winner from let's see. Let's let this catch up. Sorry. We are like always maximizing our technology threshold, which is really awesome, which makes this show really cool. Very gamified show, but we've got to let the software catch up with us. All right. Here we go. All right, so here we go. Tasha won for that. Tasha Dunn That is your fish. You get to pick a fish, Tasha. Nice job. Congratulations.
Nice.
So there is that. So let's go ahead and congratulations to Tasha Dunn for winning that fish for over 116 people online. We're not done giving away stuff. We have a few more things we want to do right before we go into our break. One of the things I wanted to do is I want to talk about one of our sponsors. That's Kevin Mills with Find Your Nemo. Now, Kevin Mills is like a really talented artist, but a pretty up-and-coming entrepreneur, too. He's doing a lot of really cool stuff. And I was having a conversation with him today, and he said, why don't we go ahead and let people have a $5 coupon for to have it off on a t-shirt. So here's his website. This is findyournemo.com. If you go ahead, he's also going to run a contest. So it's $5 off. The coupon code is FishTalk, and whatever you choose. He's got some great t-shirts. I'm just clicking stuff right now. Let's see where it goes. You get $5 off. Let's support him. Let's support him and say, thank you, Kevin. I get a chance to buy a t-shirt. I get $5 off. And for every t-shirt I buy from now until Sunday, he's going to do a drawing on Sunday from those people who have purchased a product and give another t-shirt away. So, hey,
Nice.
if five people buy t-shirts tonight or tomorrow, then it's 1 in 5 chance, right? But here's the thing, is just do it because he's helping out. He's like supporting this show, which then we can bring it to you guys. So let's do that. I know I'm going to go on a little bit later tonight and pick me out a shirt. I want to be a part of that. Use FishTalk as the coupon code. It's findyournemo.com. And super awesome. We also have another sponsor. And by the way, if you do use the chat bot, right? So go ahead and go *Find Your Nemo, and that will pull the chat bot up, and you can find his website. You can find some of his t-shirts on there. I really want to see us as a group and a show and viewers to buy some of these shirts. They're super cool. They're great to have, but just to say, hey, Kevin, we know that you stepped out to help support the show and some of the costs in the show, and we want to support you as well. I mean, they're awesome shirts and super cheap, and then there's also a contest involved in this sale. So let's do that as a group, huh? Another one of our sponsors is Windrider Creations. And they're changing their name to Acrylic Habitat. So I just want to give that shout out there. So whenever you hear Windrider Creations, know that they're changing their name into Acrylic Habitats. Anyway, so Mario Vidakovic, Cheyenne Frosty, and Steve Frosty, who's the owner of Acrylic Habitats, saw the show, really liked it, and said, hey, we want to support you. We want to support the viewers. So we're going to give you a wet-dry filter. So this filter right here that you're seeing is a 40-inch wet-dry filter. It can be used great in any sump system, but also I'm sure there's ways that you can incorporate that into your tank with overflows and things like that. So this is a $500 filter, and we're going to start our raffle this week on Friday for that. We're going to sell these tickets super, super, super cheap. Like, I didn't forget what we said. Ron,
like $2 a piece.
Yeah.
I think, as you buy more, there's get like free tickets and stuff.
Yeah. So we get to do that, and we're going to be giving away tickets. Like last week, we gave away 10 tickets and all of that. So we're not looking to make any money on this. We're just looking to help continue to cover some of the costs for the show. Here's some other things they make. Windrider and Acrylic Habitats also make fish tanks. You might have seen their 240-gallon giveaway over Christmas. That was insane. They make beautiful aquariums, but they also make bird enclosures. There was a couple there. Here's a sump that they have. Mario Vidakovic is the mastermind behind the stands and all of that. He does incredible work. So let's show our support and visit them. They're also, again, if you type in Windrider Creations, you'll get, or Acrylic Habitats, you'll get to the info bot. Hey, we want you to call in. We're going to have questions and answers, and then we're going to give away some more stuff. Here's the call-in for that graphic. So you can write this down, or you can try to activate the chat bot and do a one-click if you're on mobile. So we've got 2 phone numbers for the U.S., and then we also have one for Canada. So write that down. Our chat moderators... turning down the wrong one. Our chat moderators can also put this information into the chat while we get used to what we're doing. Anyway, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back with the live questions and answers with Ron Demers.
Hey guys, I'm Andrew. I've been using Ron's food now. I got the adult and the juvenile. I've been using it for a while. My fish love it. As you can see, the color is amazing on my fish. I try to watch and talk Tuesday every chance I get. I love it. Very good informational. Ron's a great guy. Anytime I got a question, I message him. He messages me back as soon as he gets a chance.
So we had a caller on, but they dropped off. So if you're calling in now, go ahead and wait. We will answer in the order received. Go ahead and call in if you're looking to call in. We'd love to have you on the phone. All right, we are back. Mr. Ron Demers with Ron Cichlids did an awesome job tonight talking about Aulonocara Peacocks from Lake Malawi, and we're here to answer some questions now. So if you have some questions, go ahead and feed them away. Yeah. I'm trying to read them. Let's see here. Let me pull up this chat stream on this side. How many tickets for that? Oh, never mind. Her phone died. Ben at African Cichlids. I wonder if this is Ben O'Shart, but Ben, I do aquaponic in my Mbuna tank, so even bi-weekly, my nitrate don't go over 5 parts per million. Do you think I should still do weekly water changes even if their nitrates aren't doing that?
Weekly water changes aren't always about nitrate. It's also about placing minerals and other things that the fish absorb through the water. So I don't know. I'm stuck in my ways. I do weekly water changes on all of my African cichlids, all my tanks.
Yeah, I would think that some of those trace minerals too that we get. I know there's not a lot in water, but there are some trace elements there. Gabriel Pyle is asking, Aulonocara are only peacocks? Question mark.
Yes.
Hashtag. Larry Deskins is asking, what is one of the most rarest peacocks?
I'm pretty sure the Aulonocara rostratum is one of the most rare. I get asked for them on occasion, and the reality is I don't think they're on anybody's list. I know Larry Johnson's probably has some, and maybe a few others, but Larry has the luxury of basically dealing with the person in the lake and probably catching them himself. So
Okay. Let's see. Luis Sierra was asking about. We showed a bunch of pictures, and he said, "Well, those all look like male peacocks." You're right. Females don't necessarily color as much. A lot of females and young juvies
don't color at all.
are brownish, and so that's how that rolls. It's simple, and also isn't there like fin shape? Like the males have a little pointier fins.
On most species, haps and peacocks, if they're at least 4 inches or bigger, you can sometimes utilize the sharp fin on the very top, the dorsal, to identify male, but it's not a surefire way. You have to look for a few key points on a fish before you can say yay or nay on that dorsal. I've seen males with a rounded dorsal fin as well.
All right, so let's bring on a caller. And, if you want to call in, feel free to call in. Use that info in the chat, and that will pull up the chat bot, and you'll get all the information. So let me unmute here. Hello, caller. Where are you calling from, and what's your name?
It's Kim.
Hey, Kim.
Hey, Kim.
My phone died, so I had to hurry up and plug it back in and call in.
Yeah, it's good to hear your voice. You're calling from Gulfport, Mississippi, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, awesome. My neighbor.
Neighbors.
So,
Sister from another mister.
Yeah. You have a question for tonight about the peacocks?
I do. So I hear like a lot of different opinions on limestone in the tanks for peacocks. Like, I don't know why, but some people say don't do it. Some people say do it. And I was just wondering, what is y'all's opinion on?
It's not specific for peacocks. Limestone will naturally buffer your water, harder, higher pH, just like aragonite, coral, crushed coral, same thing. I live in South Florida. South Florida is sitting on a coral bed that's millions of years old, and all we have to do is dig down far enough and we can get limestone. There's nothing wrong with having it in a tank if you want it, and there's no downside to it.
That's what I thought, but I just want to get an expert's opinion.
Yeah. So pH is important, but what's more important is that it's stable. So they give you a range for pH and ask, say this is the natural habitat. But if it's hard to keep it there and there's wild swings, it's actually better for the fish to have slightly less, or it doesn't have to be exact on. Isn't that correct, Ron? Am I a good learner from you?
Yeah, you're learning.
Good. All right. So, Kimberly, thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks, Kim.
Now we're
All right, bye.
We're gonna say goodbye. Bye.
I see a couple questions on there for anybody who is interested in breeding peacocks. Peacocks, I breed them quite a bit. They really prefer a large harem of females. I'm not saying you need 20 females, but my questions usually start with, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to be a little side business and have 5,000 peacock fry? Or are you just doing it because you want to see the Mother Nature at its finest? If you want a successful breeding colony, it's not a ratio of male to female. It's typically you want several males and you want a bunch of females. Some of my breeding colonies are 3 or 4 males to 40 or 50 females, but I'm also in the business to breed fish. Right behind you is haps. They're German yellow blaze. That one male in there has about 30 females, and he breeds 1 to 2 females a day. So there's no magic number. It depends on tank space and what you ultimately are trying to do, but I would recommend like 2 males and 12 to 15 females if you want to start doing it somewhat serious.
All right. So we love call-ins, but what I find is that people are really shy, or they just don't want to. Like I posted in a couple weeks ago. I said, "Who's calling in?" People are, I don't do that. So I don't understand why. We certainly don't want to bribe people. Although, if you're the third caller right now, and I'll show you that phone number, I'll give you $100,000
From Dave.
Anyhow, so as always, we have a group chat in which we can go in and answer questions. If you have more questions, feel free to put those questions in. Both Ron and I and the other chat moderators do go through the chat after the show, and we try to get those answers. If we don't know the answer, we certainly bombard Ron. He doesn't get to sleep each Tuesday night until about 4:30 in the morning, staying up and working. All right, so here's that calling graphic one more time. We're going to see if anybody wants to call in. Let me go ahead and move into the next segment, and we'll do that giveaway, and we'll be out. So something a little interesting right now is that we have 3 people for the Clubhouse Video of the Week. The first person is Winston Pratt. So I kind of picked these out, Ron. Like, I liked his peacocks. You know, I really like that. Particularly his dragon blood was blazing there.
He's got quite a few nice fish in there.
Yeah. Some rocks.
River rock in there.
So the one thing about Winston that I really like, and with Rebecca, is that you guys are finally shooting horizontally, sideways mode. So congratulations for stepping up and bringing us some awesome quality video. We really appreciate you guys. I can't control the speed or the fast forward. And here's the next one, Ron. This one's from Andrew Edwards. Why don't I let you talk about what you're seeing here?
He's got an awesome tank of all the lakes. He's got Venustus in there. He's got some yellow blaze, some dolphins in there, friar eye, OBs, red empress, living stone eyes. There's also some Victorians in there. There's a zebra oblique one in there.
Yeah,
I see polystigmas, and geez, man, he's got like one of everything in there.
That Venustus is really cool with the big blue head. That right here, right there.
Regals, dragon bloods.
It's on fire.
You got a whole tank full of fish.
Yeah, nice looking tank. And so this is kind of a, speaking of substrate and all that, this is kind of the African cichlid mix.
The salt and pepper look.
Salt and pepper. And then, of course, here is JJ Castillo's, and they're just such great peacocks in this tank. I had to throw this video in. He actually uploaded it because he's showing you at the top. He's got about half part of the water out. The flow difference between an FX5 and the FX6.
Yep.
He was claiming that he's getting better flow on that FX5. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for sending your videos and posting those videos. Again, if you've got really cool video and you want us to put it on the show, post it in the Clubhouse, but it has to be horizontal. Absolutely has to be horizontal. And here's my tip of 25 plus years, probably more like 35 in photography. Shoot like a pro and shoot it in horizontal, sideways, always. Always shoot it that way, no matter what. Take your pictures that way. Fish just look so much better and more beautiful in the tank.
Thanks, everybody, for your videos.
All right, so let's go ahead and do this spin to win so that everybody can see the wheel rolling. So yeah, so I changed the graphic up a little bit, Ron, and so on the wheel tonight we have an extra edition. So ADA Tank Supply is one of our sponsors. You may have heard us talking a little bit about them the last couple of weeks, or a lot about them. They have put 4 pans of Oko rock on there on the wheel. And starting next month, they're also going to offer another $50 worth of rock. So
nice, good guys.
Tonight, so this spin to win. If you really want to, if you want to win, type in the hashtag I want to spin. Okay, I want to spin. Here it comes. We're going to do it through this music here. And you'll see it. Hashtag I want to spin. This will be the last. This will be the only spin because we didn't really have to spin before. So if you're still on, there's 84, 85 people. Let's, come on. You can win a fish. Let me show you some of the... got another caller. So if you just called in, just hold on a second. We'll bring you on the show, but we're going to do a little business here. So right now, type in I want to spin. Hashtag I want to spin. # I want to spin. This is going to be for our wheel spin. Go ahead and keep doing that. It's hashtag or # I want to spin. All right, so as you guys know, every week we put a new fish out there for Fish of the Week, and this is a big discount on Ron cichlids. So this week, here is what we have. Go ahead, Ron.
This week we have a blue regal, very near and dear to my heart. Beautiful species. Its true name is Aulonocara Peacocks. There's a couple different types of fish that are nicknamed blue regal. There's some that don't have the red, but a true blue regal is a kobu, and it's going to be primarily blue, and then it's going to have those bright red pectoral fins, and most of the line-bred species, domestic, will have a little tiny bit of red behind the shoulder as well. Striking fish, the ones in the video here are 3.75. They're largest, and they're on fire. One of my favorite species. Relatively peaceful species, and one of the most intense blues you'll see.
So this fish is now until Thursday night at midnight. So basically for 24 hours, just 36 hours. You see the code there. That coupon code is S13 Regal. They're $30 is what Ron normally sells these for. You can get these now for $22.50 plus shipping. So awesome on that. Let's come back. Let's see if we get all the I want to spins. All right. So the music has been putting me in a trance. All right, so here we go. Let me pull up the Woo Picker. And let me go to posts. Okay, so we're done. Hopefully everybody got that put in there. Here's the Woo Picker. Let me refresh the posts. Make sure I do all those. So 1,124 comments. This has been a great show, Ron. I mentioned this earlier in the show. 52,000 views in 3 months. That's an incredible amount of work, Ron. Good job. It's amazing when you get a couple of guys like us and say, okay, we want to do something for our community. We love what we do, keeping fish and having fish, looking at fish, talking about fish, and all that stuff. What can we...
That number really means something to me for another reason. I spend every day, I'm on the phone with a customer or somebody that needs some help, needs some guidance, assistance, whatever, not even necessarily buying fish, or people that come to the house and they just want to talk fish. But I can only reach and help so many people. This just gives me an avenue to help so many other people, and that knowledge is out there. That's it. I'm choked up. I don't have words for that. It allows me to help more people. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just choked up. People don't realize until you get to know me how passionate I am about keeping fish.
All right. So I'm just looking through a couple of different things. Yeah, I mean, this show's all about, the hater thing. It's not that big of a deal. But of course, I mean, just, people don't like to see people succeed. And you're doing really well. The show's all about community. We wanted to gamify something on social media. Yeah, everybody can do a Facebook Live. Here's my phone. I'm walking in my backyard. Hey, hi, how are you? Or we could put a little time and effort into some production and and buy some cool software and give away some cool prizes. So that's what we did. I'm just now pulling up I'm waiting for it to propagate. We're having so much good response tonight that it's taking a little longer, but it is working. So that is a massive bonus, right? I'm going to refresh these posts one last time. Okay, so for you winners, if you go to Ron Cichled's page, or excuse me, Fish Talk Live, which is facebook.com/fishtalk.tv. Just remember that, fishtalk.tv. You ever want to send us a message, get a hold of us, look at the past episodes, fishtalk.tv. You can type that in as a URL, and you'll get to the landing pages and all of that. There's going to be a tab on there that will say episode 13. All right, so it will say episode 13 winners, and when you go there, you log in through Facebook, and you will be able to claim your prize. So let me say that one more time. Winners, the 3 winners that we're having tonight. Actually, it's going to be 4. We're going to pick 2 for... We didn't give the T-shirt away, did we? Or did we?
You did one for the for Kevin for Find Nemo.
That was Ronaldo.
Great,
okay, yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah. Okay, so it'll be 3 tonight. So that's how you claim it. You got to go to Fish Talk Live. There'll be a tab. It'll say.
And you guys
13.
need to contact me. So I'm and I'm not sounding brazen or whatever, but here's the reality. We're giving stuff away for free. I'm not going to hunt you guys down to tell you that you won something. The whole process with this is you're watching the show, you're interacting with us and the show. If you won something, contact me, and I'll take care of sending you the prize. If you don't contact me, that means you weren't watching the show and you didn't know you won, and probably going to give that gift away to somebody else the next week. Not saying it to be rude. I'm a very busy guy. I can't chase people down on who won and you didn't watch the show. So please contact me and watch the shows.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. We are going to bring up the picker. So there we go. And I'm going to say pick winner. And this is going to give us another winner. Michael Anderson. So we are going to spin the wheel for you, Michael. If you're on chat right now, give us a shout out and give me a number between 3 and 15 and a number between 1 and 12. If you can. If not, we'll have Ron do that. So let me pull up the wheel. First off, let me show you what's on this wheel. Here's what we got. We have 250 grams of Seacam Safe. That's enough for 50,000 gallons of water. These are mini filters for 20 gallons. We got an API freshwater master test kit. We've got Aquanet 3-in-1 power filter. We've got a Marineland Penguin 350. These are great for QTs, by the way. This is an 1,100 gallon pump to help you with your water changes. Of course, we have 2 spots to win a fish on the wheel. 4-inch sponges for your quarantines and for your other tanks. Those are those real nice sponges. So here's the wheel. I'm going to refresh this right now. And we are going to... So what do I have to do again, Michael Anderson says? We need you to send your mother's maiden name and PIN number in. No. If you can, the delay won't allow us. He wants the pump. Okay. So the pump is the grand prize or fish. You have your choice. You can pick the pump or you can pick a fish. Give me that position. I don't have a black one on here again. So give me a color real quick, Ron.
Red.
So let's grab this red and give me a number on the clock.
6.
So let me pull this red one down here to number 6. Right there. And here we go. Good luck, Michael. This is for you. So this is what you're going to win. Let's all put our positive energy. Let's get him another fish. Let's see. All right. Looks like a Marineland Penguin 350 filter. So congratulations, Michael. We are going to, like I said, to claim this, you got to go to Fish Talk Live page on Facebook, and then there'll be a tab there, and that tab will say episode 13 winners. You'll log into Facebook, and it will get your information and do that. So that will take a little bit after the show. Within an hour, it will be up there for you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So I think that we pretty much have gone through everything, Ron. We got it done. We're still running the same exact time as we did from the very first episode.
It's always going to run there.
Yeah. I mean, we could make it shorter, but then we don't give away so much stuff. So, all right. So let's see what we have on the closing here. If there's any things that we need to say. Hey, I just wanted to shout out again to Paul Weiser and New England Cichlids. Check out his page and all that. They're hosting the American Cichlid Association convention or get together this year, the 2019, and that's going to be in Connecticut. So check that out. Look for that. Next week, we're going to be talking about Haplochromis. It'll be our last in the series, Ron, of Lake Malawi, and then we'll jump into February. Hey, you know what? Why don't we let the viewers... So before you guys go in the chat, tell us what you want the episodes in February to be. Give us a bunch of different ideas. What kind of episodes do you guys want to see? We've covered a lot, Ron. Everything from food and health and.
Well, I know one that's near and dear to me because I live in South Florida, Hurricane Central. One of the episodes I will be doing in the near future is emergency situation.
There you go.
Stuff, what you need to have on hand for loss of power or an emergency situation, spare equipment, things like that. So I know some people have asked for that, and that's something I can bring to the table because I'm used to losing power and running generators and scrambling around taking care of thousands of fish.
Yeah, that is scary too. I mean, even just for a day, it's crazy. So give us your ideas for topics in there. Please like and share this program. This program is growing. It's growing at a steady rate, but it could really start growing really fast if everybody would just like and share and comment and help us grow the show. It's funny, Ron and I were talking about, remember Ron, about it was like it almost doesn't even feel like our show as much as it is your guys' show. That's like I'm always all the decisions that we're making, we're always like, well, what would they like us to do?
So no, we're catering to the public, and the luxury is we've already thought about the same thing they've thought about, and I'm not just a guy who breeds and raises and sells fish. I'm a guy who is a hobbyist. I've been where all of you are. I've been through a lot, and I've learned to get to where I am, so I can think on the same level. So,
all right. So I'll say goodbye to y'all. It's a pleasure to be able to do what I'm doing with y'all, and special thanks to the Ron Demers Facebook group's mods, and you're doing an awesome job. So we'll see y'all next week. You got the final word, Rod.
Thanks, everybody. Glad we got over 100 members watching. I'm glad we got to give away a fish. Congratulations to all of the winners tonight. Like Dave said, reach out to the Fish Talk Live. Reach out to me as well for your prizes, and we'll get those out next few days. Thank you again for watching the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Love you guys. Thank you.
Hmm.